In the days leading up to his January 7 court appearance, authorities determined that Reiner's condition had stabilized enough to remove him from suicide watch. According to a Los Angeles County Sheriff's source, the suicide prevention smock was removed, and Reiner was issued standard jail clothing. Despite this change, he remains in solitary confinement, and officials continue to monitor his mental and emotional well-being. His appearance in court without the smock, wearing standard jail attire, marked a visible change from his first court appearance in December. One of the most complex and sensitive aspects of this case involves Nick Reiner's mental health history. Multiple media outlets have reported that Reiner had been diagnosed with schizophrenia prior to the deaths of his parents and was undergoing treatment for the condition. Sources indicate that he had been prescribed medication and was receiving care before the tragic events unfolded. Schizophrenia is a serious but treatable mental illness, often misunderstood by the public. It can involve symptoms such as psychosis, hallucinations, delusions, and disorganized thinking, particularly if not properly managed. Mental health experts have emphasized that the vast majority of individuals living with schizophrenia are not violent and pose no danger to others. In fact, they are far more likely to be victims of violence than perpetrators. Still, untreated or severe symptoms can significantly impact a person's perception of reality. How Reiner's mental health history will factor into his defense strategy remains unclear, but it is widely expected to play a central role as the legal process moves forward. Court records and police documents have also revealed that concerns existed at the Reiner family home years before the killings occurred. In 2019, while Nick Reiner was living with his parents, Los Angeles police responded to the Brentwood residence on at least 2 occasions. One call was classified as a welfare check, while another was categorized as mental health related. At the time, no arrests were made, and no criminal charges resulted from those visits. However, the records suggest that the family had already been navigating serious challenges behind closed doors. Friends and family members have since spoken out, emphasizing that Rob and Michelle Reiner were deeply devoted parents who worked tirelessly to support their son. According to those close to the family, they never believed Nick was capable of violence and remained hopeful that he could continue to receive the help he needed. They described the couple as loving, patient, and committed to their children, even as they faced difficult circumstances. Rob Reiner was widely respected in Hollywood and beyond. Beginning his career as an actor, he later became one of the most influential directors of his generation, responsible for films that have become cultural landmarks. Michelle Singer Reiner built her own legacy as a talented photographer and an advocate for social justice and humanitarian causes. The two met while Rob Reiner was directing When Harry Met Sally and married in 1989. Building a family that included their children Nick, Jake, and Romy. Rob Reiner also had a daughter, Tracy, from his previous marriage to the late actress Penny Marshall. The loss of Rob and Michelle Reiner sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry and devastated those who knew them personally. Now, as the legal system begins to determine what happened inside their home on that December night, the focus has shifted to accountability, justice, and the broader implications of mental health care and intervention. Nick Reiner remains in custody as he awaits his rescheduled arraignment on February 23, when he is expected to formally respond to the charges against him. The tragedy surrounding the Reiner family continues to unfold inside a Los Angeles courtroom, drawing national attention and raising deeply troubling questions about mental health, family dynamics, and the criminal justice system. What was once a respected Hollywood household is now at the center of one of the most disturbing criminal cases in recent memory. On January 7, 2026, Nick Reiner, the son of legendary filmmaker Rob Reiner and renowned photographer Michelle Singer Reiner, appeared in court for his scheduled arraignment, and the scene was both emotional and unsettling from the very beginning. Nick Reiner, now 32 years old, arrived at the downtown Los Angeles courthouse under heavy supervision. Courtroom sketches captured a striking image that quickly spread across news outlets. His head had been newly shaved, his face showed signs of exhaustion with a noticeable 5 o'clock shadow, and he was dressed in a khaki jail-issued jumpsuit. His hands remained cuffed as he entered the courtroom and took his seat beside his attorney. Observers noted that Reiner appeared overwhelmed, visibly shaken, and on the verge of tears throughout the brief proceedings. His posture was slumped, his gaze often fixed downward, and his expression conveyed a mixture of fear, grief, and emotional collapse. The arraignment was expected to move forward with the formal reading of charges. However, within moments of the hearing beginning, the case took an unexpected and dramatic turn. Nick Reiner's defense attorney, Alan Jackson, announced that he was withdrawing from the case. No detailed explanation was provided in open court, but the sudden withdrawal immediately halted the proceedings. The judge acknowledged the request, and Reiner was promptly reassigned a public defender. As a result, the remainder of the arraignment was postponed, and the hearing was rescheduled for February 23, 2026. Nick Reiner waived his right to complete the arraignment on that day, meaning no formal plea was entered during this appearance. As Reiner was escorted out of the courtroom, his emotional state remained visibly fragile. Those present described the moment as deeply somber, underscoring the gravity of the charges he now faces and the personal devastation tied to them. Nick Reiner is accused of killing both of his parents, Rob Reiner and Michelle Singer Reiner, whose bodies were discovered inside their Brentwood, Los Angeles home on December 14, 2025. Rob Reiner was 78 years old at the time of his death, and Michelle Singer Reiner was 70. According to the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner's Office, both victims died from multiple sharp force injuries. The findings indicate a violent and sustained attack rather than an isolated or accidental incident. Prosecutors have charged Nick Reiner with 2 counts of first-degree murder, 1 for each parent. In addition to these charges, the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office is pursuing special circumstances enhancements. This legal designation significantly raises the potential penalties if Reiner is convicted. Under California law, a conviction with special circumstances could result in life in prison without the possibility of parole or, potentially, the death penalty. Following his arrest, Nick Reiner was taken into custody and held at the Twin Towers Correctional Facility in downtown Los Angeles. Due to concerns about his mental state and potential self-harm, he was initially placed on suicide watch. During this period, he was housed in solitary confinement and required to wear a suicide prevention smock at all times. Jail officials closely monitored him, limiting his access to personal items and maintaining heightened supervision. This case is still in its early stages, and many questions remain unanswered. What is clear is that this tragedy has permanently altered the lives of everyone involved and serves as a stark reminder that fame, success, and wealth offer no protection from profound personal crises. As new information becomes available and the court process continues, this story will remain under close scrutiny. We will continue to follow developments closely and provide verified updates as they emerge.